Welcome to Off the Record. Today we're going to talk about COVID and youth sports.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to OTR Sports, the sports spinoff show of Off the Record podcast. You looking at the dynamic duo today? It's just me and OTR Brandon rocking real quick. We wanted to get one in before the game started. What's up with you, B? How you doing?
What up? Not much, man.
Before we kick off, man, I wanted to say that this show is powered by, of course, Crossover Media, the place where you can get sports and culture in one place. Again, like I always say, we're not looking for seats at the table. We're building the table, people.
Word.
Word. So, again, we kind of late rocking off today. So, of course, we're going to switch up a couple things. Usually we start in a whole nother place. We usually start with the NBA playoffs and things like that. But because the games are about to start, we are going to jump into the OTR NFL Pickem. All right. So real quick, week 4, Quan, who is not here with us today. Quan is still this is the out of the 3 weeks we've been doing this. Yes, it says week 4. We didn't do week 1. Quan has won 2 out of the 3 weeks. So I don't know what's going on. He's looking a lot better in this than his NFL Washington Football Club or whatever you want to call them. So he won the week, and the overall standings, he gained a game. I was 1 game behind him going into last week. Now he's gained 2 games on me in the loss column. So shout out to Quan. He's still in the lead some kind of way. He's doing this thing. So anyway, we plan on him losing that this week.
Right. He'll get no W's this now. We got his picks.
He did throw his picks in before we started. So
we'll share those last.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll, Brandon. Let's get it popping.
For sure.
So starting off the week, we have Carolina traveling to Atlanta, 1 p.m. kickoff. Who you got?
I got Carolina this game. I got to be in a close game. Atlanta looking for their first win, but Carolina squeaks it out 27-26.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carolina. I think this is I can't even think of the coach's name in Atlanta, but I think this is his last game. I got Carolina 21-17. Next, we got what could be a pretty good game, man. We got the Raiders traveling to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. 1 p.m. kickoff. Who you got, B?
The Chiefs I have the Chiefs 34-21.
That's right. I should mark you down for the Chiefs every week because you said you pretty much go pick them every week. Yeah. And I kind of feel the same way unless Patty go down or something like that. So I got the Chiefs 30-21.
Hey, make sure you got your, if you don't have your scores down, write them down. I'm having trouble with this sheet right now.
Okay, I got them. Next game we got Arizona traveling to New York to face the Jets. 1 p.m. kickoff. Who you got?
I got Arizona 27-13.
Yeah, I got Arizona. Actually, I got Arizona 27-10. I think Joe Flacco's starting today.
Yeah, he is.
My old quarterback here in Baltimore. So
good luck.
Yeah, I think that's gonna get ugly. 27-10 Cardinals on my book. Next game we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. 1 p.m. kickoff. Who you got?
I got Pittsburgh pulling it out 27-21.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh 27-24. The Eagles are I think they could play with anybody, man, but they just so up and down. So I think Pittsburgh looking like a well-oiled machine right now. So I got them winning that game. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Rams coming close to us, traveling to D.C. to face Quan's Washington Football Club team, whatever their name is. 1 p.m. kickoff. Who do you got, Brandon?
I got the Rams 37-9.
Nice. Speaking of that, I got the Rams 24-14. But real quick, and you can jump in here on this too, Brandon. I wish Quan was with us to talk about this, but I think, what that debacle down there in DC, what they did to the young boy Dwayne Haskins is typical Washington football club, Washington Redskins. Is typical. This boy has started 11 games. He's had two. He's had two coaches in that time, and they already smearing him like they did with Robert Griffin and all the rest of them. And I should have loaded up the meme. It was a meme of Robert Griffin talking to Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, the get out thing. Man, it's just a shame, man. And we tease Quan about it. We have teased them about it for a long time now. But it's the truth, man. It's what they do down there is a shame.
Well, the night they drafted him, I said they were going to ruin him.
Yeah,
they're going to ruin him. I wanted Haskins for the Giants. We got Daniel Jones. The verdict's still out on him, but I like Daniel Jones. But I wanted Haskins at one point, but they ruined him. He got to get out.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Moving on. We had the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Who you got, B?
I got Baltimore in this one. Not a rout, but 34-13. I guess you could call that a rout.
Yeah, Bengals players typically play us tough. I don't know why.
No Joe. I'm not sure if Joe Mixon. I think he was at least questionable.
Yeah, I think he's going to play today. I think
he'll play. Okay.
Yeah. So I got it being a little more closer than I would like it to be, but I got Baltimore ultimately winning 31-20. Next game, we got Jacksonville traveling to Houston to face the 0-4 Texans, who just fired their coach. Who you got, B?
I got the Texans rallying around Romeo and pulling this one out 23-20.
Yeah, I went with the Texans again, like I've gone with them the last 2 weeks.
It's hard to bet against Deshaun Watson, even when they're losing, yo. I don't know why.
Yeah, every week I'm like, all right, this is gonna be the week they get it together. So I'm gonna do this again. I got Houston 24-21, getting their first dub of the year, hopefully. The next game, the first 4:00 kickoff, we got Miami traveling to San Francisco to face the 49ers. Who you got, B?
I got this one being a closer game than what people might think, but I still have San Francisco pulling it out 31-23.
Yeah, man. We got, speaking of the 49ers there, we got my man Akeem in here, who's a 49ers fan. Check out his 49er Empire podcast. Is dope. And we got my man Baylor the Great in here. He rocking with Raider Nation.
Sure.
We got our Cali brothers up in here, man. And then we got my man Dre, Sportsway with Dre Day up in New York, man. What's up? Shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for checking us out. I think Jimmy G and them are back, man. I got San Francisco 28-20 this week, getting back, to themselves and looking like the Super Bowl contender that we thought they would be coming into this season.
I was gonna say San Fran's they DBs are a little beat up. I think Miami might take advantage of that a little bit today.
Yeah, that's why I gave Miami 20 points. I think Miami's scrappy, man.
Yeah.
They tough. You know what I mean? They come into the week with nothing to lose. And I think that's on the coach, Brian Flores.
Turned it over too much though.
Yeah, but I think Brian Flores got them playing. He got them coming in there with the look, we ain't got nothing to lose.
For sure.
So let's go out there and play hard. So yeah, I got them making it tough, but I got the 49ers running away with it. The next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Cleveland to face the Browns. 4:25 kickoff. Who you got, B?
I picked I picked the Colts in this one. I did this the other day. I'm not sure why I picked the Colts because I'm looking at the screen thinking Cleveland, but I have down here the Colts. So I'm going to go with whatever my first instinct was. Not sure what that was, but I got Colts 23-13. I must have thought I was looking at another game, but I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, I got the Colts, man. I've been picking them pretty consistent over the last 4 weeks. So I got Indy winning 21-20.
Mm.
We don't know what Browns team. You know the Browns got a lot of talent, man, but sometimes Baker is Baker, and he turns into a turnover machine. So
Well, the Colts got to move the ball, and
Yeah.
the offense ain't looking too great.
yeah,
I don't know why I got to win them by 2 possessions, but hey, I'm gonna go with it.
yeah. Next up, man, we got your boys, the New York Giants, traveling to Dallas to face the Cowboys. 4:25 kickoff. Who you got, B?
Even if I thought Dallas was a better team, I'm still gonna pick the Giants. There's no way I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I just can't do it. I 20-17. I got us winning today. Got our first dub.
I couldn't see you picking against your team 2 weeks in a row. I figured you would definitely go with the Giants this week, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. 24-21. Shout out to my man Eric, who's been texting me, reminding me that I used to be a Cowboys fan before the Ravens got to Baltimore. There you go, Eric. It's on the record. I said it in front of everybody.
Hey, Cowboys offensive line is beat up today. We got top 5 defense and yardage. I think our defensive line gets after them today, boy. Let's go. Let's go, G-Man. Let's go.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. The 8:20 game, man. We got the Vikings traveling to Seattle to face the Seahawks. Who you got, B?
I got the Seahawks. I think this is gonna be a close one too. 34-27.
Yeah, man. Minnesota that's another team that's like talented, expected to be better than they looking right now. So you don't know what team you're gonna get with them, but I got Russ, man. I'm gonna go with Russ and the Seahawks. Russ looking like the early MVP. So I got the Seahawks 27-21 at home.
No Jamal Adams. I think Seattle missing a couple guys back there. I think Thielen, he's a beast. He might be able to take advantage of that, put some points on the board. But yeah, I'm going Russ too, like you said.
Yeah, you know Kurt though. We seen Kurt well in DC.
Captain Kurt.
You know he's good for a Kurt moment. Monday, man, we got a double header. Well, no, we don't. We don't. It was a scheduled double header, but the Denver and New England game has been postponed to next week due to COVID. COVID running through the NFL like crazy, like we spoke about last week. So we still have on Monday night the Chargers traveling to New Orleans to face the Saints at 8:15. Who you got, B?
I got the Saints 34-20.
Yeah, I went with the Saints. I got the Saints 27-21. The Chargers, man, they've been putting up points. That young boy, Justin Herbert, whatever his name is, been looking good, man.
No Austin Eckler.
Yeah, but, my man Tyrod, he keep getting bad breaks. Lost his starting job again, but the young boy's been doing well. So, but I got New Orleans pulling it out at home. Now, this game, which will be a Tuesday kickoff. I'm not sure. Right now, it's still on the schedule to happen, I think. Yeah, it's still on the schedule to happen. But this morning, there was another positive test for the Tennessee Titans who's had positive COVID tests all through the last 2 weeks. So their facility just opened yesterday. It was shut down again because one of the coaches tested positive this morning. So I don't know if they will face the Buffalo Bills on Tuesday or not, but we can pick it anyway if you would like, Brandon. We got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Tennessee on Tuesday, a Tuesday kickoff at 7 p.m. Who you got?
I got Buffalo 31-17.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills, man. The Bills look good, man. It's too much going on in Tennessee, and I don't think this game is going to happen, but if it does, I got Buffalo running away with this 30-20. So that's how
in the East.
That's our NFL pick them. I do. Let me throw Quan's picks up here. This is gonna be funny. This will be funny. Y'all tell me if y'all can read this shit. This is Quan. We really think that Quan got his son Jordan to write down his picks for him. But believe it or not, Quan has picked against his team again this week. So it's 2 weeks in a row. He got the Rams beating Washington. He got Pittsburgh beating Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona beating New York. KC beating the Raiders. I think that's Jacksonville beating Houston.
Yeah.
Baltimore beating Cincy. Atlanta getting their first win against Carolina.
I noted that.
He got the 49ers beating Miami. He got Dallas beating the Giants. He got Seattle beating Minnie. He picked the New England game, but that's not happening until next week. He got New Orleans winning in a close one against the Chargers. And he got Tennessee beating Buffalo if they play. And I think he's missing a game. Cleveland, right?
I thought he said Dallas sucked. That was his like when I picked Atlanta to win last week. Yo, they lost to the Cowboys. They suck. But he got him putting up 24 on us today.
Yeah, I'm sure he was just picking against.
Oh yeah. That was a generous score.
he was picking against y'all. So yeah, man, we wanted to get that in just in time before the kickoff of the games. But I did want to rap to you about the NBA playoffs, and I got my resident, specialist, senior insider waiting in the waiting room. So I want to get him in here to talk about the NBA playoffs. Everybody, welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Alex. What's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
I was pissed the other night. I tell you that.
Oh man.
So Alex, man, I know y'all, those that follow Lakers Central podcast and follow Alex on Twitter, man. He got a special bottle ready to crack when these boys win this championship. And I say win because I think they're gonna. It's just a matter of time. I actually think it's gonna happen tonight. So, Alex, let's start with you, man. Give a couple thoughts on the game the other night, Friday night. What you think went wrong? What you think they could be better? And what do you think gonna happen tonight, man?
It was a tight game. Miami's a good team. Said that coming into the series. They weren't gonna go down without fighting. They fought, and Jimmy Butler's played exceptionally well in the finals. He's been unbelievable. I would have preferred if they started the game with AD at center and Markieff at power forward rather than Dwight. I think Vogel made a mistake by playing a little too much Dwight, but the game was close, man. Lakers had a shot to win, and then it was like 4 possessions at the end. They couldn't score and get any separation, and then comes down to a last shot, and Danny Green, and he had his Robert Horry moment. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have, that was it, and he short-armed it. And Markieff, for whatever reason, tried to get it back into AD, didn't realize that Danny was still behind him open. LeBron was on the wing open. I mean, they had a shot, man. They had a shot. They end up turning the ball over at the end. So, I mean, hey, but I read the 2-minute report, and then they said it was the foul that they called on the Lakers that put Jimmy Butler on the line. He shouldn't have been on the line. I probably did need to read that, you know what I'm saying, because that doesn't help. But those free throws put them ahead, and it's just like, yeah, but Friday night, I was pissed. So.
Yeah, so I'm not a Lakers fan, right? I do want LeBron to win. I do want him to get his 4th. But watching basketball, I am a basketball fan, and watching this, man, like I don't know about you, yo. If you're a Lakers fan, I'm sick of Danny Green, yo. Like I understand, what he's done in the past. I understand he's hit back big shots in the past. He's a 2-time NBA champ. But he hasn't done much throughout this bubble, period. So me personally, I would have liked to seen Kuzma on the floor, and maybe KCP being that guy at the at the top of the wing, or the arc to be there for that shot if it's there. Because KCP to me has been balling.
They didn't have any more timeouts. That was another issue. They were all out of timeouts. So like it.
And then Marquise had his J.R. Smith moment.
He had a brain fart.
Yeah. And you know what it looked like, yo? It just looked like Danny Green, it just looked like, okay, he didn't want that shot, right? But he's been there before, but it just looked like he didn't want it. But Markeith, it just looked like somebody that's never been there. You know what I mean? And
he froze.
With that much riding on it, like he totally froze. And I get what he was trying to do because I don't know who was guarding AD, but AD had him
position.
Out. Yeah. He was going to turn around and dunk that shit. But the pass, I'm like, bro.
The way it was only 6 seconds left. Time was ticking. Like once you can't get it in, KCP was open on the wing. Danny Green was behind him. That was open. LeBron was open on the other wing. Like, or either that or just pull up and shoot the jumper yourself. Like, don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Don't turn the ball over.
Last thing you want to do there is turn the ball over. So I know Brandon, you say you didn't really get a chance to watch that game, but I will say, yo, it was a great game. Like that was basketball. Jimmy
They
Butler,
were balling.
Yeah,
LeBron and Jimmy were going at it.
Was going at it, and I mean, if you want a game, you want an NBA game, you want an NBA closeout game, you want an NBA Finals game, a playoff game, whatever. You want that type of game because them dudes was going ham, and it was great to see. I think Jimmy is becoming a superstar before our eyes. I think LeBron is showing the world that y'all say what y'all want, I still got it. I'm still that dude, and it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Look, man, you can't let guys like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson have 17 and 18 points. Like in a potential closeout game, they can, but they're also young players. And in a potential closeout game, when you have the Lakers with a veteran team, you're supposed to be the ones that come out on top, right? Like Jimmy can be Jimmy, but everybody else, like Bam only had 7 points. You can't. So if you're shutting Bam down, but Jimmy's still Jimmy, you can't let the other dudes on the team beat you. Miami only played 7 guys that entire game.
That Duncan Robinson is that dude. I was saying the whole time watching the game to myself, like he's that guy in the that you play at the sports club that you don't expect to be nice, but he hitting everything, and he's that guy that you want to like do a hard foul on because like
he had that 4-point play towards the end of the game. Kuzma fouled him shooting a 3, and he hit the 3, and I was like, yo.
Yeah. It's like he's that annoying player that you play against that you like. You look at him coming into the game like, man, this motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing. And then he hitting shots like that. Yeah, I mean, he
can shoot and he's tall, so like he has a high release point, and it's accurate. It's not easy to block, especially if you get it off quick.
Yeah, but I agree with Alex. Like you can't let them you can't let him be one of the two. You might be able to let do something, either him or Hero, but not both of them. So
Lakers got to come out focused tonight. Like, don't let this get to a game 7, because then all the pressure will be on the Lakers. Like at that point, if Miami wins or loses, no one's going to care. But if the Lakers melt down, that's like all the pressure is going to be on them. They need to close it up tonight.
Yeah, I think they will. But I agree with you again. They got to close out the night because they'll hear it for the next couple days until game 7 about how they melt down, how they about to lose, how they let the league go. They don't want to go into no game 7 dealing with that. So I think they close out the night.
LeBron had 40. You can't let like the way LeBron played, you don't let those kind of games go to waste. Like that was a typical LeBron closeout game. He balled. Yeah. You can't let that go to waste.
Yeah. And I was thinking that too when we last spoke about how I brought up that Boston game when it was the opposite way around. It was a closeout game Boston was up. It was closeout game for them, and how he came in there and he balled like that. And every shot he took, it seemed like it was going in, and that's how it felt. Going into that's how I felt with that game 5. Like he was locked in. So
And I do want to say, like, there have been some fans like that have threatened Danny Green's wife and all that. Like, you're lame. Like, man, I wish he would have hit the shot. I'm one of the biggest Laker fans around, but like threatening his wife and like the bullying and all that nonsense. Like, look, that's uncalled for, man. Like, what if somebody came to your job and every mistake you made was broadcasted on TV every single day? Like, come on.
Yeah, now that is lame. That's when people take it a bit too far. Like, come on, bro. You got a little bit too much time on your hand when you doing that type of stuff. Trying to, mess with the people's family and sending hate messages and like, all right, yo, come on, bro. that's a bit too much. So I wanted to ask you, Alex, like, what's the injury update on AD? I know it was something going on with his foot or whatever.
He hurt his heel earlier in the playoffs, but he banged it on, I think, Duncan Robinson's knee and re-aggravated it, but he going to play. I mean, at this point in the season, unless like something's broken, you got to be out there. So that was another thing. Like, that was why I thought it was important to close out Miami on Friday. Like, all these games, and you can't keep playing. But also for Miami, like, Jimmy's been playing 45-plus minutes every night. I mean, he looked when he after his press conference, he was like, you saw he was gingerly walking and limping, and he looked like old man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So now, you saying that, talking about the injury, talking about AD hurting his foot. There was a moment, I guess it was the second time, where he re-aggravated it after the initial time when he went down, and he stayed on the floor, but he was running up and down the court limping and ginger. Yo, would you rather him on the floor half of what he is, or would you have wanted to see him taken out? Because me watching the game, I'm like, all right, yo, he's not helping, because now AD at 50% is better than a lot of players in this league, right? But a lot of the times it was 4 on 5 coming down the court because he was slow to get down there, and then on the defensive end, he just couldn't move, laterally as quickly as he usually is, and a lot of the times he was up top facing Jimmy or whoever had the ball up top. So, you watching the game at that moment, would you have liked to see him taken out at that moment, or was it, we gotta ride with AD at that moment, whether he's 50% or not?
No, I was cool with them waiting for the timeout, but I think they called a timeout after the one where he was kind of like laying on the floor and got him out the game, and he came back in and he was limping, but then as he kind of warmed back up, then the limp went away. I mean, it's the finals, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he got to go, and if he can't, then he can't. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, well, you need to sacrifice. Nah, if you can go. If you can't, then you don't go. But right. They asked a lot of him. Like, he played Jimmy well the night before, the game before, and it was a lot to ask him to chase Jimmy around all game long. I mean, he can do it, but I think that takes its toll on him also. So, I mean, they got to close out. I mean, I really hope they close it out tonight. They need to close it out, not mess around.
Yeah, I'm with you. So you just had to hold your bottle for another day and a half or whatever. Yeah. Is it still on ice, ready to be cracked?
Huh?
You still got your bottle ready on ice, ready to be cracked?
It's sitting on the bar, man. Like, that last possession, I was standing up, and Shanae, like, he had like the fireplace that's in front of her. She moved it, then she moved the table behind me because she's like, all right, they hit this shot. I don't know how he's gonna react. And of course, they, the game ended the way the game ended, and I was dejected. I was just like, I can't. Honestly, I don't know if it's like an age thing, but like, these games take their toll on me in a way that I don't recall them doing when I was like 20. The stress is crazy.
You know what that reminds me of? That picture we had of Ood when
Oh yeah, up against the wall, like yeah. I mean, it's true, yo. Like last year, we were at Quan's house watching the playoffs with the Ravens facing the Titans, and it was supposed to be like a party, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, y'all was there. We ended up drinking. I ended up drinking my sorrows away that night, but it does hit you a little differently now. Like it's like, damn, yo, I can't. I don't know how much longer I could take this type of this type of heartache over some sports. But
well, I'm a Knicks fan. You've got a long way to go.
so, Brandon, what you thinking for the night, man? You any predictions on the night? Game 6, another closeout opportunity for the Lakers, man. You think they get it done?
I think the Lakers are going to win the championship still, but they like Alex said, they better hurry up and do it. I mean, LeBron. I'm not worried about LeBron. It's all the rest of the guys. You guys mentioned Markieff crumbling, Danny Green not hitting the. I think Danny Green. I think a little bit higher of Danny Green than what you guys. Well, than what you said, Mike. But I actually wouldn't mind him taking a last second shot. But it really depends on the supporting cast around LeBron. LeBron's gonna bring it. It's time for them to win. So I think I'm gonna say the Lakers win tonight. I'm gonna say tonight. LeBron closes it out. It's a close game, and he takes over at the end.
Yeah. So another thing, you just reminded me again. I want to get both of your opinion on this. Do you think the backlash that LeBron is getting now is warranted about him not taking that last shot?
Well, how would he have taken the last shot? Like, you mean the one Danny Green took?
Yeah. Well, they wanted. So you have people out here saying that when LeBron drove to the basket, which they draw 2 people, no matter what, being double teamed or not, they would have wanted him to take. They wanted him to take that shot.
Look, man. Look, Danny Green was like wide open. All right. Look, LeBron ain't Kobe, man. Kobe probably would have pulled up and taken that jumper with 3 people on him, and that's okay.
Not to cut you off, and it's funny. I wish I had loaded it up, but there's a picture of Kobe taking a shot with 4 people around him, and they're like, "This is what I wanted LeBron to do."
I mean, look, people. It's like Magic Johnson isn't Michael Jordan. Like, people aren't the same, man. And so if he had forced a shot up, cool. But then if he had forced it and missed it, they would have been killing him for forcing it and missing it. Like, it doesn't even matter. Danny Green was wide open. They got the look that they wanted. They even got the rebound afterwards. So to reduce it to LeBron just didn't take a shot, that's lazy.
That's true. They did get the rebound. I think, again, we said it last week. LeBron is damned if you do, damned if you don't. I wouldn't have been mad if he took the shot. I do think, like you said, if he'd have took it, forced it up, and it was a bad shot and he missed it, they would have been killing him either way. I think LeBron is the type of player to make the right play over forcing the play, right? And what he did was the right basketball play. He drew 2 people and had one of his better shooters, or supposed to be better shooters, wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And I actually would prefer Danny maybe to swing it one more time to KCP in the corner, because to Brandon's point, KCP has stepped his game up. He's been more reliable than Danny Green has. Danny Green is streaky. He's always been streaky. But last year in the finals, I believe he shot 45% from 3. And he just missed a wide open shot. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So, I mean, I get the people that's saying, like, yo, you live and die with your king or whatever. But he made the right basketball play. Like, he lived with it. He lived with it open. I mean, he had his guy wide open. And I seen Brandon, I actually seen the comment that you made on your brother's post about, Michael Jordan making that same pass to Steve Kerr or to
John Paxson.
John Paxson. Yep.
So It just so happens they hit that shot. Now,
Yeah. If Danny Green hits it, we'd having a completely different conversation.
Right. So I don't know, man. LeBron, let's get it done, man. LeBron, get it done.
Bro, I can't handle. I drank half a bottle of tequila yesterday. I can't handle a loss, yo. Like I just can't.
LeBron, get it done and get these people off your nuts.
Yeah.
Go ahead, B.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, as an NBA fan, I personally wouldn't mind seeing Miami pull off an upset, but I am also a LeBron James fan, and even if he wins, he's not going to quiet the haters. But I want him to win so badly because of that. Like, it's not going to stop, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. There was some other NBA news that we didn't really get to speak on last week, but I wanted to get you guys to speak on it this week. There was an NBA hiring on the low.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the low, but it happened pretty quickly. Doc Rivers is the new coach of the 76ers. What do you guys think, man, of this hire? Like, does it work in Philly? Now let's assume that he's rocking with the same team that he has now, because there's talk out there now that this team won't be able to win together, that they need to move Embiid or Simmons. Let's say that they don't move either. Let's say they stick with this squad. Is Doc the right guy to get these guys going, or do you think Doc and them need to move one of these kids?
I am not a Philly sports fan, so I want to see them break the team up. If New York didn't have Mitch Robinson, I still wouldn't mind having Embiid or Ben Simmons. But no, seriously, like I think Philly is going to be, still be a team to reckon with in the East. I think they will be better under Doc Rivers. I'm not sure what they need to do, personnel wise. You got two players who can play. Ben Simmons, he can get to the rack on any given moment. He don't necessarily need to shoot. And you got Embiid, who he can score. If it was me, if I was the GM, I would try to find a way to make it work with both of them. I'm really not interested. I really wouldn't try to trade either one of them, but especially now that I got Doc Rivers, give it at least a year. See what happens.
Yeah, I think you give it a year. Doc's a good coach, man. He's a good coach. There's talk of them like moving Simmons to the Timberwolves. So because the Timberwolves have a high draft pick and maybe they end up taking LaMelo Ball. But at that point, and we're going into Embiid's 7th season. So if you take a draft pick, that draft pick's not going to be ready along the same timeline as Embiid is. So that doesn't make sense. Then there's talk of actually potentially moving Embiid to the Clippers for like Paul George. Give him a year, maybe give him an All-Star break. I don't know. Give him something and see if it works. But hey, they don't. I don't know if they fit well together. Embiid probably shoots a little too much. Simmons doesn't shoot at all.
Yeah.
Like, look, Simmons is really just a more athletic Lonzo Ball. That's what he is. And so he's been in the league now, 4 or 5 years? And at some point, like LeBron's jumper wasn't great at all when he first came in, but over time has gotten way better. Simmons' jumper hasn't improved at all. Like, he just doesn't shoot. I don't know what you do with a guy that just won't shoot at all.
He shot it a little bit more this year. I would say he's a little bit better than just a more athletic Lonzo Ball. Like, his ability to finish around the hoop, especially off the break. Like, I don't think Lonzo Ball has that same ability.
But that's only because
I don't think a lot of players.
Right?
Well, he is 6. Well, it is an advantage, but not a lot of players can finish around the hoop. The way sometimes he does some shots that a lot of other players just, if you attempt to do it, you sitting on the bench. But So I would give Ben Simmons a little bit more credit, although I don't think Lonzo Ball is a bad player. I think this year is a make or break year for well, not make or break, but it'll probably be a pivotal year for Lonzo, and I think he'll get better. But in any case, I don't know. If I'm in Philly, I try to make it work. To me personally, watching on the outside in, I think when they lost JJ Redick, I thought he was like a key piece to the team that they had a couple years ago. They had the outside shooting, they had the inside outside. And I thought when they lost him, I thought they started to trend downward. I don't know. Maybe, they had some things that they had to do GM wise, but I don't know. I try to work, find the right pieces.
JJ has come out recently and tweeted that.
Did he?
They shouldn't have let me go.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they trended down. I was surprised that they let him go because
it was the money. That big contract extension they gave Tobias Harris. And then what's his name? Al Horford. Yeah. What, 20 mil per? Something like that?
Yeah. They made the wrong move. I mean, Al Horford I would like him on my team as well. He's a good player, but I think JJ Redick was a piece that they needed to keep. They needed to find other pieces and keep JJ.
They need shooters around Ben Simmons and Embiid. Yeah. And Redick is a heck of a shooter. Mm-hmm. So a great veteran. So they gambled, went the wrong way.
Yeah,
I mean, they had Jimmy Butler too, right?
They did have Jimmy. Jimmy was the problem, remember? And to be honest with you, I think Jimmy just needed the right pieces around him too. But Philly, I mean, hey, I don't know how you get rid of Jimmy Butler. Is he that? I mean, damn.
This is so. A couple things with this Sixers team. Alton Brand is the GM, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad these players, these young brothers, getting shots at being ex-players, getting shots at being GMs and front office jobs and stuff like that. The Al Horford signing, Al Horford healthy, Al Horford being the Al Horford that he was in Boston, it's not a good fit. Mm-hmm. It was never a good fit. So it just seemed like they started signing players because they could. It wasn't about fit with them. You know what I mean? Like that Al Horford thing, it just I don't know. That didn't work. Letting Jimmy go was a mistake. Mm-hmm. That was a huge mistake. What happens with
beefing with the other stars? Somebody's got to go.
Well, but see, this is what happens with Jimmy, right? Jimmy calls out these players, these young players who don't work hard, and that's what he was seeing with Simmons. That's what he was seeing. But him and Embiid.
That's what he saw in Minnesota.
Yeah, him and Embiid seemed to be cool. So he must have been beefing with Simmons. That must have been what this was. Mm. He did the same thing in Minnesota. He calling out Anthony Towns, and those Andrew Wiggins and those cats. Like it's not so much of him being a problem. It's him. Like, yo, y'all gotta grind. Like, I'm grinding too. Like, we out here. Like, I'm making just as much money as you, if not more, and I'm out working.
He's trying to win a championship.
And I think that's why he likes this team, because they're a group of guys who, he's the only superstar on the team. They're a group of guys that all work hard. And I think that's why he likes this. That's why he's doing so well with this team. But Philly, I mean, even the Tobias Harris signing, it just felt like it was something they a move that they felt they had to do, because
they traded draft picks to get him, I believe.
It just seems like I'll put it this way, it doesn't seem like is much or any rhyme or reason behind the moves that they've made over the last couple of years, and that's the moves that they've made and putting pieces around Embiid and Simmons. I'm with you, Brandon. I think that it can possibly work with the right coach. I've said that on some of our text threads and some of our conversations that was off the record, pun intended. But I think that I think it takes the right coach. So I'm with you as well, Alex. Like, give it a year, or give it to all-star break, see what they can do with each other. But
they're gonna give it a year because if it doesn't work this year, then ownership's going to start looking at Elton Brand.
Yeah.
Because Black GM's got a short leash anyway. So he's going to have to, I mean, this will be the year, right? Otherwise, somebody's got to go.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, just like I said last week about certain players in the NBA, the cuteness is wearing off in Philly. People are looking for results from this team now.
The process is over.
Yeah, all of that trust the process shit. People trusted it for a couple years now, and it hasn't done anything. So now the first move was firing the coach. So that buys them a little bit of time. Oh, it was the coach. The coach wasn't doing what he's supposed to do. So now they got Doc. Doc comes in, championship coach. He needs to do something with this team. If he doesn't, then you're right. Either they're gonna be looking at Brand, they're either gonna look at Alton and blame him, or they're gonna have to make, it's gonna be a move that has to be made. Now, I've also heard rumors that the Warriors are trying to get Embiid. So, if they pull that off,
Damn.
Yeah. So that'll be, I don't know, man, but it'll be. I'm sure Philly's phone is ringing off the hook. I'm sure a lot of people are inquiring and testing and seeing just how much Philly is actually in the game and willing to trade one of them. But
Philly's been a lot of the leash might be a little bit longer than we think, because Philly for a while, during this trust the process thing and prior to that, Philly wasn't really contending for nothing. I mean, if Philly just got nice within the last, few years or so, even when Embiid and Ben Simmons was first there, like they were rotating, they were just collecting picks every year, and it just seemed like, what y'all doing? I was enjoying it because the Knicks weren't winning either, but the leash might be a little bit longer because they are better than they were before the trust the process.
So part of that whole trust the process was, okay, they drafted Embiid, right? Embiid needed what, 2 seasons?
Mm.
They sat him for 2 seasons with the injury.
Yeah.
And you Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons starts the season, then they got to sit him.
Then they had Nerlens Noel. They had drafted him.
Then they had Fultz too. Markelle.
Yeah.
Okafor.
Yeah.
And they traded up to get Fultz because remember, they could have stayed at 3 and taken Tatum.
Yeah. Yeah. So
ooh, just a rash of mistakes there. This sounds like the Knicks.
They had Drew Holiday. Remember?
See, the Knicks we'll draft good players. We'll just trade them away. Like,
so that's why I mean that the trust the process thing. Like I just think that cuteness is wearing off in Philly, and it showed more this year in the playoffs when they exited early like they did.
Don't y'all remember the league stepped in because they were purposely tanking, and that's what got Hinkie removed, and then they installed what's the 2 dudes? Colangelo, him and his son, I believe. Yeah. And then it was Brian Colangelo's wife leaked like player info on Twitter, like the medical information, and then they had to be outed.
Yeah. It was a mess, man, and I just think it's wearing off, man. Like Simmons and Embiid are considered 2 young up and coming players on their way to superstar.
They can play.
So it's just time. It's just time.
Something else to watch for. Ben Simmons is rep by Rich Paul. Mm-hmm. And if Philly don't get right sooner or later, we know Rich Paul will do whatever Rich Paul needs to do for his client.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
wow.
And I'm not talking about getting him into LA or anything. I'm just saying there's only but so long where a Rich Paul client's going to sit there and they not competing for championships.
Yeah. It's it's not just Philly. Shit. I think the cuteness is worn off in Houston with Harden. Harden, you can score all the points you want. You win as many. You can do all the step backs and all that shit. But
whoever lands there, they talking about Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah,
and Jeff just won coach.
Yeah, well, they saying that now. I've heard. I know they have started, like Vernon Maxwell and some of the older players are starting the movement. They trying to get Sam Cassell back home, Sam to get that job. I do want to see Sam get a job, but I don't know. I just don't trust ownership there with that whole situation.
Fertitta? Oh
Yeah.
no,
I
he's
don't.
dicey.
I think I don't know if that would be a good first job for Sam with that damn ownership and everything going on with Daryl Morey and all of that crap. But I mean, you said it last week, Alex, with the Greek Freak, cuteness wearing off, bro. You got 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. Like, it's time. People want to see you in the finals, bro. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
look, he's got 1 year left on his deal, so people are going to be asking him every day next season, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do?"
Mhm.
I mean, the Bucks don't win a championship. I mean, I don't know if he leaves. I don't know, but clearly Miami is lusting after Giannis. That's evident.
They lurking. Miami's lurking. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man. But I tell you what, I don't know how many people feel this way. But I think the bubble has reignited the fire of the NBA for me. I don't know about you guys, but the bubble has kind of like got me like, okay, yeah, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next year. I kind of fell off from the NBA, a couple years. I felt like the NBA got stale a little bit. Especially, I'm gonna tell you what was doing it for me, the NBA. Like I got tired of like seeing Golden State and Cleveland in the finals. Like it's like, all right, like it will be a good year leading up to the playoffs, but then we would end the year with the same 2 teams, and it's like,
yeah, you already know. You've got to wait 82 games and 4 rounds of playoffs to see the matchup that you knew what was going to happen 6 months ago.
Yeah, so it got a little stale for me. But, this being a year where we're seeing 2 different teams, even though we're seeing LeBron is still there, but we're seeing 2 different teams. I don't know. I'm feeling the NBA. I'm back to feeling the NBA again. And I think the bubble has played a part in that because I think we've seen good basketball going on in the bubble. Now, I want to ask y'all this, and then we can wrap up if y'all would like. What do you say to the people saying that this bubble is nothing but LA Fitness basketball? Like,
oh, that's funny.
The critics of the bubble, the critics of this championship, because as soon as LeBron wins it, they're gonna say it was in the bubble. What do you guys think? What do you guys say to those people that's questioning what this final would be, and once it's won, and just bubble basketball period?
Man, you ask those Heat players or the Lakers players. Clearly, they're playing hard. Like this isn't just because fans aren't in the stands doesn't mean this basketball is any less important. And I'd argue that the mental toll it's taking on these guys. They've been in the bubble over 90 days. That is a long ass time to be away from majority of your family. So the people talking that nonsense, they probably picked up a basketball day in their life anyway.
What do you say, B?
I don't really have much to say to folks. Like it's not rational thinking. I mean, if you're just not interested, you're not interested. That doesn't make it any less important to those involved or those who are interested. So stop drinking the haterade. Take a nap.
Yeah, listen, man. You've had a couple players come out and say, I think one was Meta World Peace, that said like this is probably the hardest championship to win.
Right.
Because, it's mentally what these players had to go through. Like you said, Alex, being locked away from your family for 3+ months, having to be in one place, not being able to move the way that you want to move, just being around your normal, your normal life. Like they're in Florida, right? So people's like, yo, it's Florida. But at the same time, it's not their home. They're in hotels.
Yeah, I don't like we've all traveled for work. And like the most I've ever been away from my home is I think a week or 2 weeks for work. And after a couple of days, even though I've been in nice hotels, you're like, yo, you want to go home at a certain point.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's been 3 months, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And 3 months and can be, away from your family. They let some family come in, but there's still, other family you ain't seen. You ain't seen your moms. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seen that type of family. So you might not seen your brother, your sisters. So for those people that's knocking the bubble, man,
Mm-hmm.
saying this was an easy ride and an easy road for whoever wins the championship, I think that's bullshit. Enjoy it. Remember what these cats are going through. Yeah, just imagine putting yourself there, like Alex said, you travel from work and you don't see your family, you know, for 3 months. Like, cut it out, quit it. It's bullshit. Enjoy the basketball,
You
man.
gotta start asking people how many championships they got.
Right, because you know what's going to happen when it's closed out, when the playoffs are over. Ain't gonna be no basketball. Then people gonna be bored out their fucking mind. They gonna be wishing that they had bubble still.
well, they got the NFL, right?
And yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Because COVID is running through the NFL right now at a crazy, crazy pace. But we'll see how that goes. We'll talk about that next week. I think that's the show, fellas. Anything in closing y'all want to mention? Anything you got, Brandon?
No, again, just be on the lookout for that Spill It episode that we recorded. We're gonna be releasing the 50th episode, Mike. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hit on all of that. I'm just about to go and relax and watch some of these games and spend time with the missus.
All right. Alex, you got anything in closing?
Nah, man, I'm just getting ready for tonight. That's all I'm doing.
Save some of that pizza for the night, eh?
I'm feeling I'm a little famished right now. I need to stock up. That damn tequila kicked my ass.
Well, I'll say this in closing, man. Enjoy your Sunday fun day, man. You got a full slate. Got the NFL, you got the NBA finals coming up later on tonight. Enjoy yourself. Be safe, people. Hey, shout out to y'all that's listening. Shout out to y'all that's tuned in. Listen, follow us on our social medias. Follow us on Twitter at OTR_pod. Follow us on IG and Facebook at OTR_podcast. Follow Crossover Media on all your social media platforms at Crossover 365. That's all I got, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We love y'all. Check us out. Check. Let me hold on. Let me throw this in here. I gotta do the plug.
Gotta
do the plug. Let me throw this up here. Check out Off the Record Podcast. Find us on all your streaming and listening platforms. That includes Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever you want to call it, Spotify, Stitcher, all of the above. Check us out. You can also catch the audio version of the OTR Sports on there as well. That's it, man. We out, y'all. Peace.